So when I say to you Cerritos College can be the best community college in the United States, you need to stop looking at me like I'm crazy. You know, this is not a statement that you need to dismiss as hyperbole or some kind of rhetorical flourish. It's an honest statement. It is as likely to happen here as those four things happened there. All right? We've got some big challenges. Deb laid those out for you. We've got a great plan. I just laid that out for you. Now we need some great collaborative implementation. You need to lay that out for us. That has to come from the Cerritos College community. If we can get that kind of collaboration on this kind of plan, we'll have the breakthrough, I think, that all of us are hoping for in student success, the kinds of breakthroughs that these students down here deserve. All right, you guys know where we're going? All right? A couple of quick things for you. These groups helped out a lot. You can look at them. But I want to mention these individuals because they did a lot of behind-the-scenes work. Bernice, Dave Gunn, Al Mejia did a lot of data. So did Maricela, Kelly Kwan, and Julie Moon. Thanks for making sure everything's spelled correctly. If you want to get involved with any of these things, all right, we meet, that committee meets on the first and third Wednesday. You can contact me. You can visit our website, get details. You can contact any of the Student Success Committee members, get you plugged in, and get going on that. We have a survey for you we'd like you to fill out on your way out, but I believe we have some time for Q&A. So ask away, and Frank, can you hear me on that end?
I can, Brian. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. All right. Okay, here's how we're going to do this. We're going to have 2 questions from the audience here. Then we're going to go to a question over in the Auto Center. We're going to go back and forth till we're done. So would you have any questions? We might not have a question. Yes, we have a question. The question is, are we suggesting that we go back to our curriculum that could benefit from prerequisites and go ahead and submit them? Yes, if you want to start that, yes. As a committee, we're going to start thinking about how we streamline this process. Because if we send 102 validations to K through the research and planning, that's like literally like 7 years of work, you know, to get all that done. So we got to figure out how to streamline the process. So we'll do some planning around it, but you could start that right away if you want to. Yeah. One more question from this audience, then we'll go to Frank's. Oh, yes, sorry.
I have a question. On collaborative implementation, you have a very big question mark, but I'm very interested in that, and I would like to know what ideas can you suggest so we start working towards progress in that area, so we can achieve that collaborative implementation that we need.
I would say the first thing I would suggest is come to one of those meetings, look at the list of 35 projects, figure out which one you would like to be involved with, where do your interests lie, where do your skills lie. Let us know at that committee, and we'll try to plug you in. I mean, the Student Success Committee is not doing 35 things. I probably should have said that up front, all right? These things happen all over the institution, but we can kind of act as a clearinghouse to figure out where to plug you in. Look at the list. Think of what you might be interested in, those 35 things. Give me a call, come by the committee, and then we'll get you plugged in on a team that's working on those projects. A lot of these projects have just started, and they're kind of early, so you can get plugged into them. Frank, you guys have a question on that end?
No questions, Brian.
Can you make up a question on that end? Yes, we have a question here. The Student Success Committee. I'm glad you asked.
She could.
Wow. Hang on, there's an easier way. You know, Marquita Jameson spent forever collecting these photos, so I'm going to just put them up there so you can see them. That's the whole committee. View, slideshow. Come on. There.
There it is.
Are there other questions? All right. Oh, we have a question. Yes.
Bryan, to what extent do we have facilities bought into this? I mean, specifically, I think when we notice things in our classroom that might affect our teaching and student success, and we notify our divisions and we ask facilities to repair. I mean, I could cite a lot of examples here. We don't want to make me the star of the show.
Right.
I've been waiting a long time to get some very simple things fixed that would greatly improve student success.
Okay, so Frank,
I
on
grow
your end,
weary of waiting.
on your end, to summarize, if you don't mind, is facilities on board, and can we improve the process? That's probably the summary. Yes, please. Someone else.
Let me take that one. Coming from the restroom president, that's going to be my title. I can tell you that, I will wear it with honor. I can tell you that has been a primary concern of mine and one of the projects that I've put high emphasis on. We hired a new vice president of business, and I told him, don't worry about the budget, we have no money. The budget is the budget. But I do want you to focus on facilities in very honest terms, because I did a lot of touring. I did it even before I accepted this job, and I noted things. And I can understand what you're saying, I can feel what you're saying, and I can tell you, it didn't take Wendell coming in my office every day the first week I was here to tell me that that classroom is important for you as a faculty member, but it is paramount to our students. That is the impression they have of Cerritos College. I don't want them to have the impression that the rugs are bad, the paint's falling off, the tiles falling off the roofs, the ceilings. So I can tell you, his number one project has been facilities. Now, he's only been here a few months. So, and unfortunately, I'm a real quick, let's get it done thing, but it takes time. But we are focusing on that. We're working very carefully on that. And I hope by the next year we come around and you'll say we're seeing some improvements in that area, because he knows his marching orders and he's done a wonderful job already. If you had any type of communication or committee assignments with him, you'll understand he cares. He's here at all these student success meetings because he is a true believer in that. So one of these days, within a real near future, I hope you can come in and say I can see some improvement, because it is a very, very high priority for me.
All right, we have time for one more question, I think, or a follow-up.
Said, I hope by next year you won't be saying that. Okay.
Any other
What
questions?
building are you in? Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you all for attending. Thank you very much.